Welcome back to the Fox Robbins Business Show. Great to have you back. And tonight we have a meat and potatoes session.
I like that.
Named by David, our director. David Major.
Yeah, he said, just get to the meat and tell us what we really need to know. Send us back to business school.
Welcome back to the show. We've got an interesting show for you this evening. I am the host of the show, Bill Fox, and the co-host is none other than Coach Cliff Robbins.
Bill, how are you?
Coach Robbins.
How you doing?
You know,
I love that coach. Everybody's calling me coach now.
He's my coach.
I tried to make it rock. Remember 2 years ago? And but coach, you've got coach stuck.
And this show is all about developing your best business ideas. We want to encourage. This show is to encourage existing businesses to get better at what they do and expand,
right,
and thereby demand more talent, bright young people to come in, or to start brand new businesses.
Right.
And because we found out from the SBA that 31% of net job gains in the American economy come from opening new business establishments.
Entrepreneurs.
And an even larger share, the 69%, of the net job gain comes from expanding existing businesses and making them better and do better things.
Right.
Move on to the regular feature of our show, which is Cliff's Notes. And we do this on every show because we take advantage of the fact that Coach Robbins is always in motion. He's traveling, he's interviewing and counseling people. He's at important conferences, either as a presenter or listening to new ideas. And so the guy is an encyclopedia. And we're going to take advantage of that with our regular feature, Cliff's Notes. And Cliff, what do you have for us this time?
Bill, thank you very much. Tonight, we're going to be talking about advertising and mistakes that organizations make in their advertising, so that hopefully will help you avoid that. But tonight, I want to start off by reiterating something we've been talking about consistently, which is the fact that marketing is not advertising alone. Advertising is a part of marketing. We've been talking, Bill, as you know, for 2 years about what we've been teaching in business schools for probably 30 or 40 years, that marketing is a marketing mix. It is the 4 Ps of marketing. We've talked about product, price, place, promotion. Well, advertising is merely part of the promotional piece of marketing. Advertising is just one means of communication to your target audience, what it is you do and why they should buy from you. Advertising in newspapers, advertising in magazines, advertising on television, advertising in radio, and of course word-of-mouth advertising, which we've talked about, and the latest word-of-mouth, what I'm calling word-of-mouth on steroids, which is the new net e-tools and social networking tools that you have to be utilizing to advertise and promote your business. Advertising is a way that you tell the target audience to come and leave their dollars at your doorstep and to get the sales that you need. I mean, advertising is just one of the promotional tools. Sales, your salespeople, inside salespeople, customer relations people, they're part of the promotional piece. E-tools, social networking, as I say, these are all part of the new advertising medium. And tonight we're going to talk about what we see as 8 generic advertising mistakes that even large organizations are making. So tonight's show, I'm very interested in.
Okay. Well, we're going to go right to that topic, 8 biggest advertising mistakes. And
we're not going to break?
We're not going to. There's not going to be a break. So you guys, you won't have time to run for the fridge or grab that channel clicker. You got to stick with us. And hear what we have to say about advertising.
You better, because a lot of people's advertising dollars are going right down the drain. They're not measuring it. They're just throwing, you've heard the old advertising adage that we know that half of our advertising dollars are wasted. We just don't know which half. Well, what you have to figure out is what's working and what isn't. Did I ever do my Henny Youngman rule?
No, I never heard the
Oh, God, my Henny Youngman rule, which I've, developed over a period of years because, I'm a real deep thinker.
I thought it was take my wife, please, or take my wife,
Well,
please.
That's one of the things he did, take my wife, please. But, he was also playing his violin, and he's playing his violin. He said, I went to my doctor. And I said, hey, doc, it hurts when I do this. Doctor said, don't do that. Well, guess what? In your advertising, if things aren't working, you better be trying to figure out if they're working or not. And if they're not working, don't do that, okay? So we'll talk about some of the things you don't want to do.
Okay. Anyway, this is our topic for this evening, and it's the 8 biggest advertising mistakes as we see it. And Coach, I'm going to get you started on number 1. David, can we have the first slide? Thank you. Number 1, Coach, your ads appear to be out of context. Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I think it starts before you even do that. It starts with understanding who your target audience is, and we've talked about that ad infinitum. and what position in the market, in the target audience's mind, are you trying to develop that would differentiate your company? You've got down here one of the mistakes people make is advertising automobile parts in a lawn and garden magazine. I think that's clearly something that would be a huge mistake, and that's not something you want to do. Another thing that we talk about when it comes to advertising and being out of context, putting an ad, just a general ad in a general newspaper someplace, is not the right way to do things. You do need to tightly target. If you're selling automobile parts, you probably want to be in an automobile parts magazine. You don't want to put them in the general ad space of a newspaper, because the thing that you're concerned about is this thing called incidence rate. There may be 1 million people reading that newspaper, but how many of those people are really interested in what you're selling? That's why classified ads sometimes are, a lot of times, are a lot better than just general ads in a newspaper.
You want to reach the right people who have a predisposition or an appetite for what you're talking about.
Exactly. You're targeting, and you want to tightly hit that target.
Okay. Now, moving on to number 2, biggest advertising mistake number 2 is that the benefits are weak or missing. Right. What can you tell us about that?
Well, what I hear too often is our company can do this and our company can do that, and this is a feature of this thing and this is a feature of that thing. And at some point, in listening to somebody give me their sales pitch, or if you will, I hate that word, but for lack of a better word, I never hear what's in it for me. And we've talked about radio station WII-FM a lot. What's in it for me? I don't care necessarily about the features that you are giving me. What I care is which of those features do I see as a benefit to me. So what you need to do is translate that for the customer very clearly and tell them, this is a benefit that you can get from my company, and this is something that I think you want. It has to be a real benefit too. You have to understand your target audience. You have to understand your target customer. One of the things that I'd like to say here is that if you're able to say that you're the only company that can provide that customer this thing, that word only is a critically important differentiating a word for your salespeople to go out there and say, we're the only ones that can do this for you. Is that a benefit? If that's a benefit, you got a good shot at writing some serious business.
That's good. And we said here, benefits can be tangible, such as saving money.
Absolutely. That's a biggie.
The automobile people and the furniture people are constantly hammering, buy this for $1,000 bucks or save, save some,
Well, buy the whole living room for $199.
And
of course, it'll probably fall apart in a week. But
but a benefit, so a benefit might be tangible, but it might be intangible, Coach.
Peace of mind, as you said.
Peace of mind.
Right. That advertising with the car, and the babies, and right.
That's right. And
you're appealing to people's desires when you do that.
But that is a benefit.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll move on to number 3, David. Number 3 biggest mistake is the entire offer, the entire proposition is off target, Coach.
Yeah. Again, it gets back to segmenting the market and understanding the different segments in the market, and then understanding your particular segment that you're after, that target customer that you get. I love the thing that you put in here. I wrote down snow blowers in Miami. If you're a distributor in Miami, you're probably really not interested in selling snow blowers. And we take these facetious points so that we can clearly make a point that you have to have an understanding of what your customers want from you specifically, and how you're going to target and make them want to buy that product from you.
That is the very heart of the marketing concept.
Absolutely.
Is identify that market and the needs and wants first.
Wants, needs, and desires of that
market. Then decisions can fall from that.
Right, and you get your marketing research. We're back to, like I said, when I used to teach marketing research up at Bentley College, I would start off by saying, I'm going to tell you the most important thing. Before I teach you all this sophisticated software, most of which I had trouble keeping up with, it was changing so fast. Before I do that, I want to tell you the most important thing you have to know about marketing research and understanding your target audience's frame of mind. Write this down, boys and girls, and they'd scuffle for their pencils, and I said, go talk to them. Go ask them. Say, you know, what is it that you want from my company? What do you want from our products? And they'll tell you, believe me. Then you'll be on target.
Number 4, big mistake, Coach, is advertising execution. Lacks professional expertise.
This is this isn't a DIY you had on there. This is not a do-it-yourself operation necessarily, and you do DIY at your own risk. Do it yourself at your own risk. You know what you're trying to do, folks, is you're trying to create a brand. You're trying to create a professional brand. Your brand identity is the most valuable asset your company is going to have. And there's a look and a feel to your company, and there's a logo. We've talked about the Nike logo. We've talked about the McDonald's golden arches. These big companies know these things are important. That Coca-Cola brand that we talked about 2 years ago being the most important, the most valuable brand identity on the planet, worth $100 billion. Just the brand, because everybody knows it's red, it's white, it's a script. You've got to get professional help to do these things. I don't care even if you are just starting a small company up and you just get somebody that can help you, because this is something that's going to stick with your company and create instant brand identity for you.
But get the right kind of expert, not necessarily because it's your cousin.
Your cousin may be the wrong one. Yeah, right.
Neighbor.
Maybe the right one if they're talented, but it may be the wrong one.
Do your homework.
Absolutely.
Shop around.
But this is something that's
get recommendations.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Number 5. Mistake number 5 is your advertisement or advertisements lack visibility. What do you have for us on that?
I have said this too an awful lot. Marketing is not a tsunami. Marketing is not one gigantic push to get a message across to a target audience and then sit back and rake in the dough. It doesn't work that way. Marketing is consistency. Marketing is like little ripples, waves coming ashore constantly, constantly, constantly. People, depending upon what marketing book you read, your advertising has to be seen 5, 6, 7 times before it even registers in a prospective target customer's mind. It's not one ad that's going to do the trick. If you're going to take out a full-page ad in a magazine one time, once a year, save you money. If you're going to take out a targeted magazine and you're going to take an ad in there and you're going to do it consistently for a year, you've got a shot. People have to see your ad a multiple number of times, and depending upon who you talk to, is it 5, 6, 8, I don't care, but it's multiple times before it's going to register in the minds of that customer that possibly they should be doing business with you. So repetition, repetition, repetition is the critical element in any advertising program.
Okay. Okay, mistake number 6 is, guess what, fella? You picked the wrong kind of message. Just the nature of the choice that you made.
Right.
Again, going back to the marketing ideas, know your market.
Right.
And now say the right things, directed at those people.
Right.
What do you have for us on that?
Well, you're a very good example that we were discussing before the show is the sign on the highway. What does that sign say?
The sign, you're driving down the highway and the sign says, gas next exit.
Pretty clear. Pretty clear. Now, I don't think that means that you can get off and get bad food and have gas. I think that means if you want gasoline and you're running low, this is the exit to get off, right?
Well, I should have said food next exit.
That's another one. Food, which gives you gas. I don't know.
Or I like the advertisement I always love the most is the one big sign that says eat.
I mean, is that clear? That's pretty clear.
I got it.
I got it. Okay, I'll eat. Another one that you've got here, which really is something that sticks in my craw. Factual. Your company's name, address, phone number, contact information, particularly on your website. You've heard me say this many, many times. Don't make me hunt to your contact page to find your phone number, to find your address. Make your hours of operation consistent. Don't make, we're open Monday 9 to 5, Tuesday 10 to 2. We're closed on Wednesday, then we're reopen on Thursday.
Wait, what did you say?
And I'm saying, wait a minute, no wonder your customers are coming to your store if you're a retail store and you're that inconsistent and it probably changes every few weeks. I tell people to Trader Joe's the thing. And you know what that means? 9 to 9 every day except Christmas. Now, I'm not saying stay at 9, open 9 to 9, but be consistent. If you're open 9 to 5 every day and Saturdays and Sundays until 9 at night or whatever, make it consistent.
You'd like to have $5 for every time you and your wife have said, I wonder if those guys are open.
I'd love to have $5.
Every time you said that.
I'd be rich as Rockefeller.
Another kind of message is implied.
Yeah. Yep.
If that's appropriate,
yeah.
Use an implied message.
Absolutely. Like you were saying, the peace of mind in that ad. I think it was a Michelin ad. I hope it was, because that's another thing. It shouldn't be Goodyear. But the Michelin, the driving down the road with the baby in the car.
Was a woman.
Yeah.
She's driving down the and not a highway. It's like a country road.
Yeah, right.
So no one else is on the road.
Right.
I.e. to help her.
Right.
You get that from the ad.
And the fear.
It's dark, of
right.
course.
Yeah.
And it's raining. It's nasty. And there's a kid.
Yeah, in the back seat.
In the child seat.
In the car seat, right.
And then suddenly, something falls on the road, and she claps to a stop.
Right.
Now, that doesn't explain the nature of the tires.
Right.
Whether they're how many plies.
Well, I don't care. That's a feature. It's 16 ply and it's made of gluey phenolic rubber. I just made that up. I don't care. I don't care about the features. I want to know that it's going to stop quicker.
What that message said, it said, listen.
Yeah.
Your wife and your child are safe because of our product.
That's right.
No,
that's the benefit. That's
right.
the benefit.
And informational ads. Now you get into maybe information about the product if you think that is germane.
If that's important, right?
Exactly.
What you